Team news for Hull City this afternoon shows 3 changes and a system change for Shota Arveladze. Matt Ingram continues on in goal as Baxter's sore hand leaves him out of the running for now. Coyle and Fleming retain their places in the defence, as well as McLaughlin and Greaves. Alfie Jones, who came in against Derby, is back out again in what appears to be a back 4 for the Tigers. Recalls for Richie Smallwood as captain, partnered by Regan Slater in a more centrally defensive role. And we expect Longman and Keane Lewis-Potter on the flanks as per usual. Honeyman more as a classic number 10 like the back of his shirt. And leading the line is Marcus Force, hoping to be in amongst the action a little bit more than Tuesday night. Ingram to clear the goal kick away. Tactically, Hull City struggling to keep possession. And the ball is played forward. It's a gorgeous touch from Wilson. He's left Ingram for dead, then lifts it over the top of the crossbar. That is what Fulham can produce in the build-up. One pass is all they need to unlock a defence. Wilson around the committed Ingram, but that ball floated higher and higher away from goal. Honeyman, Longman, Coyle. Simple header away by Ream. In comes Richie Smallwood. It's perfect pitch and weather for slide tackling, but Hull City need to commit defensively because Wilson's in on goal and Matt Ingram stands his ground perfectly. Biggest chance of the game by far, and the former Tiger not being able to sink his teeth into the Hull City defence and finish. Just noticed the ball sticking a little bit. There'll be no trouble for Fleming this time, as it will sail through the air towards the penalty area. Looks a decent delivery. Contact was made by the Tigers. Smallwood tries to head it back towards goal. Longman delivers. Greaves was close by, but his centre-half enemy for the afternoon, Tim Ream, is the one who gets it clear. Coyle goes back to Ingram. A little bit of a groan from the Tigers fans. Fleming skips past Wilson comfortably. Into Force. 2 around him in black and amber. Works it back to Smallwood. Trying to play it through. And the ball, as mentioned, now starting to be troublesome in the midfield areas. Coyle, Force, into Slater. Good work from him. He's managed to spin away from the presence of Cabano as well. Hull City look a bit inspired. Longman's delivery. There's nobody waiting, back stick. Robinson's header's not a good one though. And Hull City have the ball back in the penalty area. Can Honeyman keep it in? He will comfortably. Goes back to Fleming. Fulham having to defend. Smallwood. Now McLaughlin. Through to Force. Honeyman. Big chance. Spirals wide of the goal. Hull City feel it should be a corner. Smallwood, Honeyman and Longman protest. But Hull City's first sniff at goal, well worked again, plenty of passes. For the first time this afternoon, Fulham looks slightly vulnerable. Now they're just going to try and dictate the tempo back their way. Cabano. At first looked like he'd left Coyle for dead. He tried to regroup. Carvalho into the area, comes to Wilson. Too much power. Placement was the key. Wilson couldn't find the target. Not for the first time today. But each time he misses, that will be fuel to his fire to go and try and get that opening goal. That time it was high, wide and not very handsome. Well, tussle again out wide, and Fulham don't get the decision they feel they should have. Hull City won't mind one jot as the ball is brought down towards Smallwood into Greaves. Longman battling away, and Fulham have presented Hull City with a glorious chance, and Marcus Force got the ball thanks to a very much unimprovised 1-2 by the Fulham defence. Ream tried to boot it away, and the ricochet fell so kindly to Force, it put it on a plate for him to take it on. Meanwhile, Fulham have a committee meeting around the free kick as to how they are going to set this one up. It is within shooting distance for the superb set-piece delivery of Harry Wilson if he fancies it, but he looks to be walking away from this, which is quite surprising in truth. And Cabano and Kearney stand waiting. Plenty in the wall. Wilson looks like he's given the game away as he tried to run through the Hull City defence. So Kearney will lift it to the right side of the area. Mitrovic will get his first big shot of the afternoon. It was a tight angle, and Ingram had his angles covered. Fleming has won it back well. Got the flag of approval from the linesman as well as he broke away from the challenge into Force. And he has spotted Coyle out wide. One option ahead of him in Longman. They pair up together. Coyle wants to play it through to to Honeyman. Smallwood's tackle could become a through ball as well in the penalty area as Keane Lewis-Potter catches out a slightly flat-footed Fulham defence. Keane Lewis-Potter takes it on. Oh, a save from Rodak, and it was almost to the feet of Longman, who almost could have been presented with the opening goal of the game. It's still got the fans roaring. The Tigers protest that the ball went out of play on that far side. Fulham have it again. Cavalier waits. Cavalier strikes, and it's pushed away by Matt Ingram. A chance at either end in the last 3 or 4 minutes to really awaken both sets of supporters. And this time Fulham, through Cavalier, a simple turn effective to create the angle to take the shot on. This time it's a short one. Cabano. He will lift the ball into the area, drops to the feet of Mitrovic. His touch was poor and it's booted away by Keane Lewis-Potter. Robinson, wide it goes again. Williams strides on. It's a decent delivery to Mitrovic! Chances few and far between for him, but that is the leveller in terms of the championship record. Ivan Toney, 31 goals, joined by Mitrovic. Gorgeous header to silence the Hull City crowd. He is serenaded by the travelling contingent. Inviting ball. Splendid header. That's number 31. The next one is the record. Coyle going forward towards Keane Lewis-Potter. He tries to swivel the ball back into the penalty area. It's a slightly awkward one for Tim Ream. It comes to Smallwood to hit it, and he's parried it as well. Rodak gollops it up in the end. And Tyler Smith was lurking, but the captain, who scored on the opening day with an outside of the box chance, felt it right that the captain has to take it on and lead from the front, and he struck it sweetly enough. We have played the 4 minutes. Smallwood, all but one attacker, waiting to try and get onto a cross which never arrived to anyone in black and amber. And no time for the throw-in to be taken. Richie Smallwood boots the ball into the stand in frustration, as Hull City have been beaten by a Fulham team who probably would have wanted more goals today, but instead they were made to work hard for it. Their joy and unity in the technical area, as almost everyone from the bench hugs and embraces each other. Hull City, on the other hand, go through the handshakes and go into the next match against Sheffield United with another defeat. Hull City have been beaten by 1-0.